Hi, ho, everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 96
69.
in backwards. Yeah. In today's episode, talk about how your boy is on some pain meds, muscle relaxers because of my back. So forgive my utter lack of everything. What are we talking about? Green Knight.
We talk about the Green Knight.
We talk about Green Lantern.
I talk about the potential.
Ryan Reynolds.
Go on, Blue. Go on, son. What else?
We talk about Mr. Fruit. We talk about Rob's OnlyFans. We talk about Dev Patel. We talk about Mr. Fruit hating the Green Knight, but also loving it, and also it's his favorite movie, but also he hates it. But also, Mr. Fruit has strong opinions on the Green Knight.
Okay. Believe it or not, there's more to this podcast than the Green Knight. I swear.
And also, something about football, inevitably, which I tune out for. And also, Rob's really stoned. And also, sheesh. And then we answer questions.
See, it's not easy, man. Yeah, there's stuff in there. I mean, if you listen, you listen. If you don't, you die. At this point, like...
You know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Do you really base anything off these intros? You're like, oh, Jesus, another terrible intro. They don't tell me anything about what's going to be in the episode. I have to watch it myself anyway. Nothing's changed. So, thank you. Let's get into it.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Attention listeners across the galaxy once again. All the way from Australia to Houston, do you have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their 4th generation and new Lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance 4.0 package. The orbits in your pants will have you feel like you're in zero gravity when you're using the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million of men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com. for 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG. I wish I had this thing back in high school, man. I would have not had so many cuts. You know what I'm talking about. Inside the package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmers, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to your whole new solar system. So stop waiting. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. For a clean trinity and beyond, your space balls will thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast, episode 96, I believe.
We're correct on it. That's crazy. 4 weeks away from 100.
And we still don't have anything special planned.
Maybe I'll drive down and we can have like a in-person episode or something like that.
That would be sick.
I mean, I think it's like on your birthday. I think it's the week of your birthday.
And then Beyonce's coming on for episode 100.
September 10th will be episode 100. So that's like pretty much right before your birthday.
September 12th.
Oh, it'll be that's 2 days before. We'll be recording the 10th.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Death Cloth.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to commit to that, I'll drive down and we can have an in-person podcast again.
Pog you, maybe we'll do that.
I don't know how we'd set it up. I don't know if the ladder behind you needs to be moved or not.
We'll have to completely.
God forbid you move that.
Yeah, it ain't exactly podcast ready, but we'll figure something out.
That's that you're like your ladder is now a part of your office now. Like that doesn't move now.
It's one of us.
It's part of his brand too.
Yeah.
At this
Unfortunately. To be fair though, I moved it out and I was like, look, babe, like they've forgotten about it. Like or like they've come to terms with it. It's gone. And then she brought it back in.
Oh.
And she's like, chat keeps asking for it. I'm like, what have you done, babe? Like,
who asked for this?
We are over the hardest part, and now we're just right back in it. So before we get into today's episode, I should have you know, I didn't tell you this.
Oh,
your boy is in the middle of some painkillers and muscle relaxers.
Oh.
So your boy's kind of here, but he kind of ain't.
Okay.
So, because yesterday I had personal training session in the morning. And like 10 minutes into the session at the gym, my back's like, yo, what if we just seized up today? And I'm like, what if we didn't? And so we were doing like shoulder presses. And it was way, like, I was just going up with my left. I was like, ah! I like put it down. He's like, oh yeah, like that's fine. You might be sore. And I'm like, that's not it. My back. And so we had to stretch and stuff. So it completely ruined the session. So then came home early. That's why we streamed a little earlier.
Oh.
And then, yeah, I wasn't taking any pain meds or muscle relaxers yet because I was like, there's no way I'd be able to stream. Like, I won't be there. So waited until after stream. Then we popped those suckers because it was getting bad enough. I was trying not to, but there's no way I was going to be able to sleep. So popped those at like 6, and it's 7:30. I'm like, babe, I'm going to bed. She's like, it's 7:30. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed.
I'm going to bed.
You nailed it.
Yeah. I lay in bed and I'm just gone. And so that's why I was like, I was worried I wasn't going to even be able to wake up. And there's like a few times during the night I woke up and it was just like, everything's spinning. It's like, it felt like a dream. I'm awake, I think. I'm back. And I woke up this morning because the thing too is I went to bed so fast when I fell asleep, I forgot to change my alarm. So it's a good thing it was just set to 6:20 because otherwise I would not have made that.
You wouldn't have been here.
No. So woke up, took me about 30 minutes of like in and out, fed the puppies, and now I'm here. So
welcome.
Yeah, we're vibing. And by that, I mean,
it's just the same back thing issue again that you normally kind of have, or?
Yep.
So now what? You're working out today or no?
No way. Frustrating thing is too, even before we worked out, I stretched, foam rolled. I did my back physical therapy exercise just in case, everything. And then
maybe that's your problem. You stretch too much. You know, you get yourself too ready for it. You know, you just got to be like, just another day, just get into it, and then you're sore the next day.
Okay,
you know?
but
So it's like,
but see, I'd actually be more
in the first
prone
place.
to injury if I didn't. So yeah, it is what it is. It sucks.
it could be worse, dude. You could work out and get a fucking hemorrhoid like I did. All right, so you know.
I think.
Ooh, I don't know. Would you rather have a hemi or this?
I think
I
I'd
think
rather
you'd
take a
have
Hemi.
Wow.
Like your whole life is when your back is seizing. That's it.
That's true.
You're done.
I bet
Really
it does
can't
feel
do
like when
anything.
you're getting tased, because when I was tased, my back would just go like soup.
Well, imagine
Like,
like your calf cramps.
Oh,
Imagine that's your back, but
that's the worst pain I've ever been in.
imagine it's your back and you can't work it out. It doesn't
Like,
just
that
go away.
That hurt more than being tased. Because, like, at least being tased only hurt for, like, maybe, like, 3 to 4 seconds. And, like, hitting my face on the fucking concrete, that hurt, too. But, like, in that soccer game when I got a calf cramp, and it was, my calf literally just looked like that. Worst pain, by far, ever. And, like, I wish that upon nobody. Like,
Yeah.
It hurt so bad.
So, needless to say, it ain't fun. And there's a reason I actually take pain meds most right. Because normally I'm not one to take hard drugs or anything. Like, even if I have to, I'm just like, eh. But it really gets to the point where it's like, no.
Well, is a prescription med considered a hard drug, I guess?
Yeah, well, I guess I would consider, like, for instance, the painkillers I'm taking are, like, prescribed. Like, I would think non-hard drugs would be, like, over-the-counter, like, ibuprofen or something.
Yeah, okay. So
But then this is, like, you know...
You're not... You usually don't need to take prescription.
Yeah, like, this is, like,
saying.
hide this for my friends coming over because some of them might swipe it and, you know, resell it on the black market kind of deal. Like, who really knows? On the corner of the street.
I don't think I ever really had to take pain meds ever in my life. I think I took maybe 1 or 2 when I had my wisdom teeth out.
See, I didn't even take them when I got my wisdom teeth out. Because I was just like, I can do it without it. If I get in,
you didn't get
needs
any
it?
blue?
Well, I got some, but they didn't like. How do I describe this? They were like, yeah, this is optional, but like, please take your antibacterial. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm good, doc.
I'm good, doc. With blood
Yo,
coming
blood,
out.
blood, blood.
I'm good, doc.
I'm gonna be honest. When you guys got out of wisdom teeth, were you guys like the Larry after the dentist or whatever that kid's name was, and
No.
like crazy and stuff.
No, I was aware. I wasn't
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
woozy. I don't
Yeah.
know how people get to that point. Some people just have like a stronger reaction to that stuff than others, I guess. And for me, it was more like, I mean, yeah, I'm woozy, but like I know what's happening. Whereas like
It was
with them,
very
you're just like,
uncomfortable.
I'm woozy and I'm
Yeah.
in a different dimension.
Yeah, I just remember that's when I got my wisdom teeth out. Must have been like 2015, 2014 maybe. No, 2013.
Let's make it 2012.
You know what? 2010. Do I hear 29? So I was getting my wisdom teeth out, and sorry, I'm really stoned and I forgot where I was in the story. What was I talking
See, this
about?
is how
We're
I
like-
am normally.
Yeah, we're like one and the same right now.
Oh, like I just see, it's not as easy as I make it look, huh? You know, it's not as easy.
That's my natural state. So welcome.
Yeah, I got 3. Did you guys get all of them out? I just got 3 removed.
I got all of them, all in one
I
go.
had to get. Yeah, I had 4 removed from them. Well, actually, no. Was it? Yeah, I had all 4 removed in one go, right in the back of my mouth. It was dope.
I know like some people do 2 and split it up and then do the other 2, whatever. But I was like, just get it done with. Like, I'm not gonna do it once and then be like, yeah, let's go back and.
I'm getting back in that chair.
Yeah, just do it.
My favorite part.
Oh, go ahead, Blue.
My favorite part is the anesthesia. That's the best. Well, no, they didn't do anesthesia. What did they do with me? Was it anesthesia? I guess it was.
I had like a thing in my nose, and then like all of a sudden I was
That's
out.
was that chloroform?
Chloroform?
They
No,
did
I think it was
the-
laughing gas. Oh, that one, yeah.
It wasn't anesthesia. Well, maybe it was, but like they had stuck a tube in me, and then I was just out.
That's what the kids are calling it these days. Okay.
No.
I don't think you got your wisdom teeth out.
No.
You like check your side. You have like a scar on your kidney right here. Like,
Anyways, I fell asleep, and that's my favorite part of just being like, "Hey, it's kind of."
Hey, that's kind of wet.
I do fear going like under the knife.
That's kind of cat.
That's why like I would avoid surgery at all costs in my entire life ever. Like,
really?
Yo, dude, big fear of just never like. I don't know. I just don't like going to the doctor. You know, I just don't like. Because then I'm gonna find out something's wrong with me. But what I was gonna say is
So instead, I just rather let it kill me unknowingly.
I'd rather just let it kill you.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Slow burn.
Ignorant bliss.
Yeah. Exactly, a slow burn. But when I was getting my wisdom teeth out, that's when like, recording somebody after they get the wisdom teeth out is going viral. And I think like more often than not, people when that went viral kind of faked it. Like, cause like when I was out, my stepmom was like recording like while driving and was like, "So like, how do you feel?" And I was just like, fine, like I'm alright, like just want to go home and it'd be nice to take a nap or something like that. Oh, focus camera.
There it is.
Oh my lord, Dave,
my
you look
God,
so young.
You were a baby.
Yeah, that was like I think I was freshman year of high school. I got them out a lot earlier than most.
Yeah, that's
That
really early.
Wow.
Yeah, because they were already
Got
coming
mine
in.
taken out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, they were coming in hard. Like they were kind of already hurting. So they're like, all right. Took it out. Yeah, I was really young. Because I remember I was just like immobile for like a week. And the only thing on TV was just Big Bang Theory over and over and over. I kind of liked Big Bang Theory until then. And then I hated it from then on out.
Oh, Big Bang Theory is the worst.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
You know, it's funny. Of all the things I've been missing over the past year, it's the little things I miss the most, like making awkward eye contact across the room or meeting strangers in line. That's what I'm trying to get back to. Vaccination is the most effective way to help prevent COVID-19 and get back to the good times. Find out where you can get your COVID-19 vaccine near you at vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. I can't stand the Big Bang. When I want to make fun of like a cliche sitcom TV show, that's the first one I think of is like the jokes, like the
Just, yeah, laugh track and like Did you know that Gandalf's from Lord of the Rings? Ha 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 ha! Ha. Like where's the punchline? Was there?
He's
even...
from Star Trek, nerd.
Ha ha ha
It's funny because
ha.
he's not from that.
And he called him a nerd. Ha ha ha.
And then Sheldon walks in and goes, Bazinga. And
Ha.
he said the thing.
Yeah, there's some clapping. Yeah, like
That was like the one show that I was just like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
it
That was
got
like a show for like what cool people think nerds are like.
What Hollywood thought nerds. are
Yeah, like what Hollywood thinks nerds are like, and then it's just like,
oh
that show was like so disgustingly popular, and like I didn't know a single person who loved that show.
that
Yeah, definitely.
reminds me. Speaking of Hollywood, Rob and I briefly touched on it. The Green Knight came out recently, and I saw that in theaters like the weekend it released with Claire, which is like I guess like a week or two ago.
Good movie vibe. Good to be back in the theaters. Felt good.
Good to be back in the theaters.
Was it full?
I went to buy an icy, and the guy that recognized me
Okay, cool.
didn't get a free icy, but that's okay.
Okay, that's
I
all right.
see.
That's all right.
Shout out
It's
to
alright.
I don't even know if he told me your name, and if he did, I probably forgot it. I'm sorry. I'm really bad about names. Anyway, so I got the icy. That doesn't matter at all. The story. I was watching Green Knight, and so I went to go see it because I think it's like Dev Patel or something is the
Yes.
main actor's name. I like him.
Love him.
It's a medieval movie,
Great guy.
like medieval kind of fantasy vibe. I like that. And it seemed like an interesting story. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like, I'm down to see it.
It was getting good reviews. Like,
Yeah, and then
like,
on
it's
top of
getting
that,
good-
like getting ready to finally go see it, it's releasing. It's like 96% on Rotten Tomatoes or something. I was like, oh dang. Like people loving this. Dope.
we got a banger on our hands.
Yeah, like okay, strap in. And we started watching it. And like the first third of the movie, probably the first half, I'd say, was really good.
Can you explain the premise of the movie? Like what is the story about without you kind of spoiling the movie?
Yeah, I'm so like if you watch the trailer, it pretty much tells you exactly. So essentially, Dev Patel is. You learn when you watch the movie, you don't see it in the trailer, but he's like, it's confusing. His uncle is the king, and for whatever reason, you don't learn much about his backstory or something. But like, he's potentially preparing to become king or something. But as you can expect, he's a drunkard, and he goes to the brothel, and his lover is a whore from the brothel, and all that kind of stuff. So he has this interesting thing. But then it's Christmas Day. So he has to show up to go be merry and gay with all of the lords and ladies and like mingle and blah, blah, blah. And so they're doing that around the round table and like or whatever with the king, blah, blah, blah. And then during that, some dude shows up and I was like, whoa, like, what? Who are you? Like, what you doing? And the dude rides in and it's like this, essentially it looks like a, what are they called in Lord of the Rings? No, like antlings or whatever. What are they? Like the tree people.
Oh,
Tree ants or whatever. Something like that.
I think a tree ant is from Hearthstone, but yeah.
Yeah, but I think they took that from like.
Oh, really? Oh,
I think so. Yeah, but either way, he essentially looked like a tree dude, and he was riding on a horse, and he shows up, and he's like. I mean, he has like some haiku verse thing that he gives to, like the queen gets, and then it like possesses her, and she's like, "Yeah, well, all blah 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 blah," and it explains that they're like gonna play this game where it's like choose a knight, have him fight me, and if he's able to land a blow on me, then like he'll give you his weapon, which is like a big treasure, but in 1 year's time come seek me out in like the north at a green church or something, and I'll repay the favor. None of it really makes sense. So Dev Patel is like, I'll do it. So they fight, except the knight dude doesn't fight, and he just sits there and kneels, and he's like, cut me on the head, dude. And Dev's like, what? And everyone's like, do it, essentially. And so he like whoosh, and cuts the dude's head off. And well, to their surprise, then he like picks it up. And he's like, "You have 1 year." And he just rides off laughing, but he leaves his axe, which like we don't even learn what the special property is. It like kind of grows nature around it, but that's all we know.
Okay.
So then from there, that sets up the entire story. That's like the first like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. So you're just kind of right into this movie.
Yeah. So then the rest of the movie is his journey. It like fast forwards 1 year time. It's about to be Christmas since then. And to fulfill his quest, he has to ride north to find this green church or chapel and find the Green Knight so he can repay the favor. And so then it's his journey along and what happens and how it ends and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I hated it.
What? Really?
Yeah. So like, I'll say this. Music, great. Cinematography, great. Actors, great. The buck ends there. Story, what the fudge? Like, the movie as a whole was so unsatisfying. Because I won't spoil anything. But the best way I could explain it, I was briefly talking to Blake about this. Because he tweeted something like, "I still don't know how to feel about The Green Knight after watching it." And I was like, dude. So what happened is Claire and I left the theater. And I was like, "Babe, what'd you think of the movie?" She goes, "It's probably a movie you really liked, huh?" Because I normally like kind of vague, twisty movies or like
interpret it yourself kind of ending.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Like ones where like maybe it's not always so explicit. You got to kind of think about it. And then sometimes maybe come to your own conclusions or something. But I was like, no, I didn't like it either. And she's like, "Oh, wow, really?" And so we tried to Google. So, okay, well, maybe we can find some explanations online. Then we start seeing interviews from the director. And then it made me hate the movie even more. Because he had no answers. It seemed like he was making it up as he went. And when it truly lost me was during some interview, he's like, "Yeah, I like to think of this movie as a metaphor with my mom. Like the relationship with my mom." Claire and I are like, what? That makes it even more confusing. Like, what part of this indicates your relationship with your mother? What?
Well, I mean, to be fair, my mother did have a tree that we grew.
Yeah. So like, because the whole movie is based on an original poem. But the poem is very short. And doesn't cover like like he essentially took a very small thing and tried to make a whole movie out of it. And then I guess he tried to like throw in
like a haiku.
Yeah. And then tried to throw in like his own things and then some other like mythical stories or something. And just kind of, it was just like an ugly amalgamation of ideas. It was like 2-something hours, I think. It felt long. It felt long.
Okay. So like, that's when I know a movie's bad and I'm not enjoying my time. Is like when I'm watching a movie going like, how long has it been? Like how long has this been going on for? Like,
so like the first third or half of it is pretty good though. Like they're setting it up, you're interested, you're hooked. Like where's this gonna go? But then just imagine there's no resolution on anything. It just got so much more confusing. And it's hard to spoil anything because like it's one of those, I'll put it this way. It's like one of those movies where you end and you could be like, "Oh, he was dead the whole entire time." Or was he dreaming? Or was it all real? Or is none of it real?
Or did it take place in a snow globe?
Yeah, or like is this in a parallel? Like it's one of those things where literally like you could probably come up with any explanation because none of it makes sense.
Or like a girl wakes up and it's like crying like, "Dad, I had a scary dream." Like
this could have been a door Mike Wazowski entered in Monsters Inc. and he's like, "Where am I?" Like,
well, this not where I left my clothes.
We're wrong one. Tonk. It was. It really was. It was a trip.
So in the Mr. Fruit movie corner, how many stars and do you recommend going to the theaters for it?
I give it like a 2 out of 5, and I would not recommend going to the movies to see it. I'm sure maybe some people, but like I'm not kidding you. In the entire theater, when the credits rolled, everyone either made an audible sigh. No, it's an audible sigh, or like, huh? Like everyone's like some people laughed. Like,
Hey, you just saw that, right? Like, hey,
yeah, like everyone's like that. Oh, that was it. That was the end.
was it kind of the sound you heard when Leia kind of did her thing? Like, it was
Yeah,
kind of one of those reactions.
except
Like,
everyone. Even I'm like, huh? That was what? I thought
just
there'd
leaves you with more
be
questions than answers,
pretty much.
which is
And
okay if done correctly. But
yeah, but it's
this,
so the way I put it was the last, like I think the reason it was rated so highly in the last half, it just felt like a Hollywood orgy. Like this was like everyone's like, oh, this is so thoughtful. Like Blake put it well when I was
and if
talking
you
to
don't
him.
get it, like,
Yeah.
it's you.
Like odds
that's
are
on
all
you.
the critics watching it were too afraid to say they didn't get it. So they're like, this is beautiful. I love this. Whereas like odds are every single one is like, what did I just watch? But I will say like visually it was a stunning movie. It looked really cool.
Because if someone comes up to you and is like, wow, like, what did you think of that? And they're full of shit. And then you just are like, well, I have to be full of shit because that's my job. Like,
I mean like
ah.
really like visually it was really good. They did a lot of cool storytelling elements with just like camera angles or like certain things. But the story itself was just so underwhelming. And so I was kind of bummed. Like I give it a 2 out of 5 because it was still like literally pretty much everything except for the story itself was good. So it's not going to get like a 1 or something. But like even part of it was, so the uncle, the king of the land, he's in the trailers. I can't remember his name. But he's like a pretty well-known actor. And I was so confused during the movie because I was like, what is his name? Like the main character's name? Because everyone keeps saying it different. Well, the king was the only one really to say it different because apparently when he was like studying for his role or whatever, he was looking at past things, blah, blah, blah. And so he just thought this was the way to say the name. So he says the name incorrectly every single time in the movie. But apparently the director was like, whatever. It's so-and-so. We'll just let him do it. Like, what? You can't even be like,
okay.
dude, it's like, it's not Meek. It's Mike, okay? It's something like that. Like, just say Mike, man.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
When you're traveling to a destination where you don't know the language, it can be challenging to accomplish even the simplest of tasks. When I went to Colombia when I was like 4, I didn't even speak the language, but I was also 4, so. Thankfully nowadays, there's Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app. Through Babbel's bite-sized lessons, you'll learn language skills that you can actually use in the real world. From greetings, menus, and directions to gaining a deeper understanding of the culture, Babbel is a travel essential. I actually tried to learn some conversational things in Spanish so I can talk to my grandparents, and it's going pretty well. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn language on the go. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Start your language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code EASY. That's BABBEL.com, code EASY. Babbel, language for life. Like, so the Green Knight has an 88% rating with critics, and then audience
fallen a
ratings.
little
Would
bit.
you like to get? What would you give it out of 100% on your Rotten Tomato score?
Like,
And I'll compare your answer with the audience. They do like 100% to 0%.
yeah, I'll probably like 40%.
It's at 49%.
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty low. And I'm gonna read you one of what the critics said and how Peter Travers at ABC News, a top critic, felt about it.
Oh.
In a summer of junk, cinema visionary David Lowery delivers a modern movie masterpiece about a wannabe knight, an Oscar-worthy Dev Patel, who must fight monsters he cannot see. It's a unique and unforgettable film that ranks with this year's best.
I'm glad he got something out of that movie I didn't. Good for him. I won't tell.
Monsters he cannot see with the plot I couldn't find.
Which is odd
So
because
I wrote that it was amazing.
like it's hard to not to say some of like the theories or like things without spoiling anything, but it's just like Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, here's another one. K. Austin Collins from Rolling Stone says, "The Green Knight, an epic in miniature, a fantasy all the more poignant for its moral
Poignant.
realities, poignant, whatever, makes this a lesson worth learning." Like that doesn't even make sense. Like, what does that even mean? Like, you just use big
Yeah.
words and
This is very vague because, again, he probably didn't understand it. Like, imagine, I wish there was just one of those, like, from the Hollywood Reporter. Yo, bro, what the fudge? I didn't get it. Like, like what was this? Because, like, yeah,
one of the
literally, as
reviews
parts,
is this movie could use a good dragon.
as parts of all
Dragon needs cuts
filmmaking,
across the mouth.
like all aspects of a film that come together, pretty much everything was good except for the story. But that's a pretty critical part.
Yeah, that
Because
is
like if the story was good but the music was lackluster, it's still gonna get a high rating. Because like that's the meat of the meat and potatoes. Like you can have your sides and your dishes, but like the story's the meat. And if the meat's not good, you can be like, oh, the side dishes were good, but you're still gonna be like, yo, this meal sucked. And that's how I felt about it. If
So
someone's seen it
great
and
macaroni. It had great potatoes. It had amazing green beans.
but the
But the
meat,
turkey
you know, botched it
was undercooked.
raw.
Raw turkey.
It was still alive. They served me live turkey.
Yo, okay, wait.
But like, if you're listening to this and you saw it, and you're like, dude, you're so wrong. I loved it. Good for you, man. I'm not going to tell you what to think, but this is my review coming out of it. Even as like an artsy person who even wanted to do filmmaking and stuff, it just felt so much like, I don't know. I like storytelling. That yeah, like even at the end, even if you make it vague, I can still be like, yo, that was worth it. And like even looking back, I was like, what? That's how I felt.
I guess the next movie I'm seeing is Free Guy. Then
I've heard that's actually gotten some decent reviews, which is surprising.
Yeah, people are liking it. Can I talk about this new meme that I heard about yesterday? It was so outlandish and so unbelievably stupid. I couldn't believe it, and it's true.
A meme?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've heard of it, Blue, but it does have to do with a movie that did recently come out.
Oh no.
Did you guys see that people are stealing LeBron James's
Oh.
head off little like miniature things and then selling the heads on eBay to people? And people, Bless says apparently people are actually buying them. But I'll link the story in the chat. But basically, people are stealing the heads off LeBron James action figures. And so when you buy the little action figure, it doesn't have LeBron James's head. So it might as well just be like, so here, I'll post it in here. It's in the subscriber chat if you want to read it. But basically, people will steal the heads off these like action figures and then sell them on like eBay and stuff. And there's one posted on here for $85. And I don't know if these actually sell and if people are just actually doing them for the meme or like there's actually
I mean, are people going into like Walmart and I don't understand. They like opening them up, stealing them, and just
no. They don't have to open them up. They can just like pop it off with the kind of packaging it did. Because they're just like it's something because they're just out there, so they're just popping the heads off of LeBron things.
Oh, what a steal! It was 100, but now he's selling it for 85. He's like, hey.
Yeah, but if you keep scrolling down, they have them on eBay for like 5,000. But then I think those ones listed are just memes. So I don't know if you go to your local Walmart. Go to your local Walmarts if you're listening to this or if you're at a Walmart and see if you can find these and if Walmart or Target or whoever carries these are putting them behind like desks now or like glass. I kind of just want one to have.
There's a TikTok where someone is at Walmart and they're in glass cases or it was Target, whatever. They said they locked up the LeBron toys because people are stealing them, so they're like in a glass case.
No way.
No one's gonna buy them anyway. That's bizarre.
Hey, I mean, I want to buy one now because it's just kind of hilarious.
So, but like, imagine the first person that did this? You know, probably went on like 4chan. He's like, dude, just start like taking heads, and then it just became a thing.
Just so funny. But yeah, I heard that this weekend in my chat, and I just like could not believe that. Like, it's so funny.
That's
But
something.
speaking of Hollywood, there's
Taking heads off.
There's this actually works. I was talking about taking head off. I finished God of War on stream this week.
Oh, because
after playing it on
Mimir,
the
I get
PS5.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So I just finished it on stream on the PS5, which let me tell, I don't know if God of War was like as pretty as it was on the PS5 as it was on the PS4, but it might be one of the most stunning games I've ever played, and like it
Well, I guess
looks
the
so
difference
good.
is you probably played upscaled 4K, which I didn't, and then you got 60 frames, which I didn't, but it still looked gorgeous.
Oh, it's so sick. Like, and then so with the story, I didn't really understand the story. Norse mythology is really kind of crazy, and I feel like Greek mythology is kind of a little bit more easy to kind of keep up with, and we learned it in school. I didn't learn any Norse mythology in school. It was all normally Greek in the English classes that I took. But I think it is the best story game I have ever played. And by far, like, it is, because then I watched like this video afterwards where it kind of like breaks down, because the twist at the end, I didn't see that coming.
Big twist. Big
Like,
twist.
let me tell you, I have not played the game ever, and when that part, I don't know.
I'm glad
the
that
game's
wasn't
been out for a
spoiled.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like, because I just had never like watched it or like played it or anything, or just had like any desire to like watch or like learn about it, because I knew at some point like I wanted to play it. Ooh, sorry, the Travis Scott one's just dropped, so I gotta see if I can get this one.
Oh, hold on.
But it is seriously so good, and then you find out there's a variant in the game. I'm not gonna say who the variant is, but very cool. Have you played it, Blue? Have you ever played God of War?
I have played God of War. It was
Okay.
very popular.
Did you play the first 3 or no?
I had loosely played some of the first 3, but it was never like, it was honestly like God of War for me was like just a really fun tech demo for like what PS Studios could do. And like they were good games, but like nothing was like to the level of like this God of War was like, this was built different.
Pardon your regularly scheduled podcast listening for this short ad break.
Attention, listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston. Do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you off for takeoff with their 4th generation and brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG. Thankfully, now that I have the 4.0, I don't have to hurt myself like I used to in high school. Ready for an out-of-the-world experience, fellas? Look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped that just has taken off in not only the US, but Canada, the UK, across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and even Singapore. So what are you waiting for? Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code GG at manscaped.com. For a clean Trinity and beyond, your space balls will thank you.
I mean, if you want, there's I think it's free on YouTube. There's an interesting documentary on making God of War. It follows like Chris Barlog, who's the creative, game director. It's really interesting because like he talks about how he had the difficulty. Well, and there's also a GDC talk you can watch of him too, but how he had to turn a game synonymous with like just mindless button mashing, violence, and all this stuff, and turn it into like a tale about being a dad and like slowing things down and emotions and stuff.
Yeah.
And
It's a dope game.
yeah, I think he delivered on it perfectly. But
like, I think it's one of the best games I've played in probably like the past couple of years. You were right, but I didn't do like all the Valkyrie stuff.
yeah,
Like,
you're missing out, dude. Those are so fun.
No, that's not part of the story. You know what I mean? Like that's just
well, they are
kinda-
part of the story actually.
I'm sure, but in like in the deep lore and stuff. But I'm just
Well,
trying to
and
get
then
to the main
if you
story.
fight them and then you fight the queen, she kind of explains. They've essentially
I did
been
watch
like
that though.
they've kind of been like imprisoned, but
Those are the God of War. Like I beat the game and then like I went back and watched you
Oh,
fight
okay.
the Valkyries.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. Because I was
Bruh.
gonna do that.
the Queen Valkyrie fight. Woof. But it was really
And you were on
satisfying.
a lower difficulty than me, and a higher level than I was too at those points too. And I was like, I'm not gonna go and do side quests to grind to get to the point where I feel like I can beat these Valkyries, and not have to execute a perfect fight and not take like any kind of hits.
It didn't matter what difficulty, like no matter what difficulty, you just can never get hit, essentially.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like I like that though, like learning bosses and pattern recognitions. And there was really good fights, and you like learn to utilize more of the moveset and stuff, which was fun. But like even for me, I think when I fought the Queen, like I was like 27 or 28. Most people who fought the Queen were like 29 or 30. But I was kind of in the same boat. Like I'm not going to bother the grind. I'm too stubborn. Like so I'm just going to keep knocking my head against this until I get it.
How long do you think it took you?
Only like an hour and a half.
Okay, so
But
Sekiro was longer.
Actually, Sekiro's final boss only took me like an hour, I think.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, that hour and a half felt a lot longer. It was brutal. Might have been 2 hours, but it was.
Yeah, so I'll be a
rough.
day one Valheim player now. So now I'm looking forward to Valheim. Or not Valheim. What's it? Valhalla.
Ragnarok.
Like, I thought the new game that's coming out is called Valhalla.
The tentative name right now is God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, I thought it was Valhalla.
Tentative, yeah. They won't say, but like it's pretty confirmed. But which is interesting because like you said, you don't really understand Viking mythology and stuff. I know some of it, and seeing some of those characters and stuff was really interesting. And knowing some of the lore and myths, and then even learning some. But did you do the after credit or like the extra credit scene or whatever?
Is that when like you go to sleep? Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like.
Yeah, that's well, when you beat the game and then that happens, it's almost like setting up like I feel like the next God of War, it's just gonna be boss mode. Like you just fight.
Well, so do you know what Ragnarok is?
I do, thanks to Marvel.
Yeah. So essentially, it's like the end of the world. So everyone's just gonna fight. So that's kind of like it might be foreboding or whatever, the end of all. Foreshadowing, yeah, the end of all things. But that also might, without spoiling anything, did that video also give you the popular theory about who Tyr is?
No, they kind of just explained that like God of War is like kind of doing their own interpretation of Norse mythology by taking out like a certain character from Norse mythology and kind of what that would look like if that Norse god wasn't like an adult, that kind of. I'm trying to like tiptoe around. Right. Like,
well, you'll have to look up the Tyr theory because.
You say that I don't know if it's a spoiler or anything, but I mean.
Well, to be fair, it's.
The game's super old, like
that, and it's only fan theories. So I guess like if you don't want to hear it, skip like.
If you have a PS5, get.
If you haven't played it and you have PlayStation, like you're missing out, truly.
Yeah. It's free.
Okay, but so essentially, spoiler warning. The theory of who Tyr is, like Tyr, is it's Kratos. Kratos is Tyr. And
he's both God of Wars?
Well, so he technically was never the original God of War anyway in Greek. He took over. But then he came over into, this realm or whatever. And there's all these theories because like Tyr is mentioned. There's like armor after him. There's like little lore pieces. But like one of the biggest theories, for instance, about why he's Tyr is when you go into that giant center complex and you have to like pick it up and manually like flip it or whatever.
Yeah.
That was made by Tyr, and people were talking about the only person that could possibly do that was Kratos himself. So it's like this time theory thing that this was Kratos, and now he's completing the cycle, whatever. Like Kratos and Tyr are the same exact people, and it's really interesting.
He doesn't remember that he's Tyr, or he's just kind of like playing coy and knows
he doesn't
that
remember.
You'd
have to look it up though. There's interesting theories. I don't know if that's canon or not, but like kind of like the little hints or whatever, like in lore pieces, kind of make it seem like it could be. It might not, but it's really fun to entertain the idea that Kratos is Tyr.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like when I hear like Thor, Odin, I think of Marvel movies. So when like I find out Odin's just like a really big piece of shit, and
Oh
like
yeah,
just
he's a dick.
like yeah, like Odin is like really mean. I was like, man, they did Anthony Hopkins kind of dirty. Like,
Not like everyone in Norse mythology is a dick, pretty much.
I feel like every god is a dick, like except for Kratos apparently, which is the theory. But that's a really cool,
Well,
interesting. I'll have to like watch it.
Kratos was kind of a dick in God of War 1 through 3. He's like, yo, you killed my wife. I'm literally killing all of you.
Well, no, he killed his own wife, but it was like
Well,
a
yeah,
spell
but
that like
yeah,
yeah.
from wasn't Athena, was it? It was
No, it was whoever the original God of War was, Ares, right?
oh yeah, Ares. Which so like, and then you didn't. That was the thing too. When I played it, I was worried like, well, I haven't played 1 through 3, but they did a pretty good job of like, you didn't need to know. There was like
No, not at
some
all.
little Easter eggs or like
Like
spoiler.
Athena pops up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, spoilers. When you
Yeah.
get your second weapon, there's like little cutscenes, and you see somebody pop up, and I guess that would have meant more to me had I played the original games.
Yeah.
I still understood it though. Like none of it was confusing or anything.
Yeah. That game is just super. If you have a PS5, you have it for free, I think. If you have like a PlayStation membership or something. I forget like what their Game Pass is and how to you get their Game Pass, but I'm almost positive it's free. That and Horizon Zero Dawn. That's my next playthrough that I'm doing.
Paul, you.
Apparently, yeah, I do this thing where I have marble races and I just have games that I've never finished. So Doom Eternal was the first one that won, which that game is sick. You need to play that. I feel like you'd really like Doom Eternal. That's like a gamer's game. Like you just run around and blow
gamers.
shit up. Oh, it's awesome. And then it was God of War, and now it's Horizon Zero Dawn. But I was really sad because there was a game on that list that I kind of really wanted to win, and it didn't. And it was a Pokemon Heart Gold Nuzlocke playthrough. And
Well, you can always do that next.
yeah, so I probably might just try and do that next.
Paul, you. That's a lot.
That's the only Nuzlocke I would ever do is Heart Gold, because that's like the only time I know all the Pokemon. I'm sure it's not as fun doing like newer gen or older gen ones because like you don't have as many Pokemon to random and all that kind of stuff.
It's still fun.
But I think it's sick. How's
Um,
you guys is going?
it's going. That's for sure. We are struggling, but that's part of the fun. This one will be like, if we beat this one, this will be the most satisfying because it's like it's definitely
The
been
hardest
the
one
hardest
you've done
Yeah.
by far?
Yeah. With all the rules, like just the pairing and typing thing alone makes it so difficult.
That's a fruit lock though. You know, that's your own kind of stipulations on top
Well,
of the
no.
others.
That's literally like the Soul Link rules, which is why like when I
Yep.
started it, I was lax on some of the rules. I actually made them a little easier, and then that's when I was like, okay, I think we should just go full on. That's like why like episode 6 or 7. I was like, okay, we're just gonna do full on Soul Link rules, and everyone was angry, like you're making this harder. I'm like, no, this is literally like this is a Soul Link. This is what it's considered to be. I haven't really added anything. But yeah, I have some story games and stuff I want to get through recently. I've been playing Dodgeball Academia, which is sick. I want to play through Death's Door. I haven't gotten the chance.
I want to play Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight looks like a fun game
Hollow
to play.
Knight's sick. I haven't beaten that one. That's one I want to finish. I've only played a couple hours. The Ascent recently came out. I played just a little bit of that. I want to play through all that. That was sick.
What's the Ascent? Why does that sound so familiar?
It's like that top down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
watch
like
a little bit of
cyberpunk
that.
thing. It was really fun, just like the hour I played. And I'm sure there's tons more, but I'm always backlogged on story games because those are the hardest to get through. Because
Well,
like,
now and you're gonna start seeing banger games start coming out here soon. Like I haven't played Back for Blood, but I've heard a lot of people having a ton of fun with Back for Blood.
yeah, we
like
should. It has open beta this weekend, so we should try and at least hop in, I guess.
I was like, I guess they added some element to it that makes it pretty replayable. Because I felt like in the alpha, it was almost just like kind of low to level, shooting zombies, and then getting from point A to point B. And apparently, they added something that adds some replayability.
I'm down. Is that I had the same problem. Well, and they've also added a PvP mode, which sounds fun.
They
I'm
did?
interested. Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's like 4v4. It might be like 2v4, 2v5, whatever. But it's X amount of people are spawned in as a zombie, and X amount of people are spawned in as survivors, and you can choose your zombie class. But essentially, they might need to work on it because, like, I was actually watching Bless stream it, Bless and Shark. But you like load in as a zombie, you pick your zombie, but then you just like sit on the map for like a minute or two, and you can run around the map and see everybody, but they can't see you. But you just wait for the survivors to like figure out what they want to do or where they want to go or whatever. And then after that, you have to like find a spot no one can see you, and you can just spawn wherever that is. And then you go and you try and
Are you like a special zombie? I'm guessing.
yeah, because like
one of
regular
the-
zombies will spawn and come in, but you get to be like, you know,
whatever the
special classes
larger
are.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, like the one Shark was playing was like a giant, like a super tall, and he was like dragging his arm, which looked like a giant like bat almost. So he was like really slow, but if he got on top, he did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And I like me PvP modes, so that's also fun. But we should probably check it out, I guess.
For sure. Do you guys want to? Of course, my selection wasn't picked for the sneakers raffle, so go fucking figure.
Dude, the audacity.
Oh, those were just for the shorts. Of course.
Oh.
Of course, I didn't get the shorts.
Who wants the shorts though?
I mean, they're kind of cool though. They look comfortable.
No.
And they're Travis Scott, you know. Do you guys want to move on to the questions? And I didn't get the shoes, you know, and that's how I start my mornings.
You know what the only thing I know about Travis Scott is?
What's that?
The only time I think about him
The
in
Travis Scott meal.
no. He was like added on to a Titan on Attack of Titan. He's like a giant Titan, like
Oh, that's the baby.
oh. Then that's all
That's
I know.
not
I don't
Travis.
even the only thing I know about Travis Scott is he has a meal then. I don't even know who the baby is. But that's all I know about the baby, I guess.
Let me see. All right, question from Zulu. For Robin Fruit, I'm going to Colorado late September and was wondering any fun things you guys recommend to do while I'm there. Video games on your computer is all I really do here. But Denver's cool. Like, go to a Rockies game or something. That's
I would definitely just go up to the mountains. It's beautiful, especially during the summer. Do like a little hike if you can.
Like Estes Park is kind of like
Bring a lot of water.
not too far.
But yeah, it really is pretty. That'd be one of mine. Like go see like go hike or something. It really is beautiful. So you don't even have to go in the mountains. There's like foothills or even before that. But
Mew asks, "Yo, Fruit, I noticed in today's Lethal League video you still had Genshin Impact on your taskbar. So does that mean you still play it?"
It's on my taskbar. Haven't really played it in a while. I went on and pulled for.
Wait, it's pinned to your taskbar?
Yeah. Just because, I pin most of the games that just don't go through launchers, like Steam or Epic Games, just so they're easier to find because my computer's stupid. Like Valorant's pinned there, for instance, and League and all that stuff. I got on for 2.0 and pulled for that girl everyone wanted, and I got her.
Yes, they ask what's your team and what's your region.
What's my region? I mean,
what do you think of the new region?
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet. I know I want to because it's based off like feudal Japan. Yeah, I haven't played yet. It also came out when I was on my honeymoon, and
that's when Unite was out.
Well, that and I just don't like Genshin. I don't know. I just don't like playing on mobile. Prefer the PC client, and it's also hard to juggle another gacha when I play Epic 7. It takes up all my time for gacha time. So,
Cheese Nips 23 asks, in your guys' opinion, what game would you guys say has the best cosmetics / skins ever? Exclude CS:GO because that's like a totally different system. Personally, I think Smite skins are in a tier above every game. I've played PS. If you guys haven't seen the new Cthulhu tier 5 skin, do yourselves a favor and look it up. And I looked it up before the stream. or before the podcast, and it's actually really cool. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's super cool. And like I feel like this is where I gotta thank Fortnite, because I feel like people wouldn't kind of do these skins without kind of the f- the inspiration that Fortnite kind of does with their skins, because
Oh,
it's like a 1950s cartoon version of Cthulhu.
yeah, he looks super animated and stuff.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's like he moves like a 1950s cartoon. Like when he goes into his old, he's like a giant skeleton. It looks like Cuphead, kinda almost.
Yeah,
I would say like a Cuphead Cthulhu.
that's cool.
Um, Smite does their skins really well. The game we were playing yesterday, Christian, what is that? Naraka or
Naraka Blade Point.
Naraka has some of the coolest cosmetics I have ever seen. Like, I could see why people would waste money in that game because those cosmetics are sick. So right now, I'd probably vote that.
I would still probably just say Fortnite just for the fact that I don't know they're able to just like yeah, Batman, wouldn't that be funny? And then they got Batman. Wouldn't it be like Thanos?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I think it's just
I
the
think-
fact that they have such wild collabs, but I guess like quality of skins. I've always liked League, and that's just one I know the most.
Smite has the best skins out of MOBAs, I think. Pokemon Unite, those skins.
Well, see, the only difference between Smite and League is like one thing League does really well is that everything feels like it belongs to the same.
Connected.
Yeah, the same thing. It's all like artistically, it's all very cohesive. So like, even if you have these kind of out here skins, like I like that Smite skin, but like it's a completely different vibe, and that's fine. Like it's a dope skin, but like
Or like Aang or someone like that.
yeah, but like
someone
you
who
would never
doesn't
see
even-
that in League. Like they would alter it in a way that it still feels like it's a part of the game. Like
Yeah.
that immersion wise, like can take you out. Not that it matters. Like again, like if
Yeah.
I played that game and I was a Cthulhu player, I would buy that skin. I'm not gonna lie. But it kind of reminds me too of like Paladins, anything high res too. Like their artistic vision is always so strange. Never feels like quite cohesive. So I think I like League on top of that because they can do elaborate skins, but all of them still feel like
It's like the same hero or champion kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
or just like you don't see it and like what? It looks like it comes from a different game or something.
what about you, Blue?
I mean, like as purely like just the skin game of like, holy crap, this is crazy. It would definitely have to be Fortnite. There's just so much budget that goes into their skins, and not just from like a quality standpoint, but from like a how the hell did they
Get the licensing and all that kind of
get the
stuff.
licensing to get this in the game? So yeah, I mean, it's got to be Fortnite. Just the sheer
Yeah.
they do such a good job of making it like just this media orgy of like different things you could play in Fortnite. And Epic just has so much money to throw at this game that it just works. I will say probably the entire MOBA market has the skin game down and
Except
how
for
like
Unite.
effects change. I mean Unite doesn't have a lot of skins, but the skins they do have are like the HoloWares.
The
Those are the
holowares are cool.
those are the
Like,
only ones I
that's
like.
it.
Yeah, the like the Talonflame, the Cinderace,
Button
like
up Greninja.
like those like when those are good, like those are really cool. Like they change how the ults look and stuff too, and it's like those definitely have their moments, but obviously there's only like two of them, right? So it's
Yeah.
like whatever. But the point is, right? Like MOBAs in general just have this freedom to make like really cool skins. Like even in Paragon had dope fucking skins, and maybe it didn't change like ults or anything or effects, but um, God, like there was some heat. There was a Gideon skin that would change effects, and it was my favorite skin in any MOBA. It was the pirate. It was the bone pirate.
Oh
Gideon.
yeah. I remember that.
I love that skin. That's still my favorite skin in any game I've ever played. And I don't know, man. There's something about MOBAs that just makes skins just
Yeah.
bang.
Well,
But yeah, but I do have to say Fortnite probably has the skin game on lock as far as just the holy crap. How
I,
the hell did that happen?
I think MOBAs have to because that's their lifeblood. Because one, they can't charge box price to play the game. That'll kill them. So it has to be
100%.
free to
Yeah.
play. So then, if they're gonna make money, they got to make skins people want to buy. And
Gotta make some banger skins.
like I've always looked at it like I'm more likely to buy a skin in something like not Overwatch, League of Legends or any MOBA because at all times I get to enjoy the skin. Because like
You always your character.
Overwatch can be a bait. You're, oh, dude, this looks so sick. But let's be honest, all you ever see is the gun, like yourself. Everyone else gets to enjoy your skin theoretically, and the guns can be dope enough as is. But like in any FPS, like all these new like operators, Modern Warfare comes out with their Cold War. Like you never see that. They might have like different gloves, but like
Yeah.
that's why I always like cosmetics that impact all like
Like what you're seeing.
seen at all times almost.
Yeah.
And so especially in something like League that literally the entire time completely changed it. So
Brunger asks, what is your guys' favorite pair of the Nuzlocke so far? Of the Soul Lock so far? And Rob, how do you predict the lock ending? In catastrophe or happy ending? Oh, I don't think they win. I think along the way they
Sad.
will all die. Yeah, it feels bad.
I have to say, obviously, I'm partial to Tristan and
Oh.
Harmony, right? The
Nope, you
Probopass.
don't even know the pair.
What's the name of the Probopass?
Wow.
I'm sorry.
It's not even paired with Probopass.
Oh no! Oh, right. I'm sorry. I just look. Hey, I woke up not too long ago. All right.
No, it's just because you're like Groudon.
With Tangrowth. Yeah.
Yeah. Corbin
Corbin
White. Okay. Jesus.
Tangrowth. My bad. Anyways, yeah, I love Tristan, but I have to say my favorite pair because they saved us. They've gotten us through it. We wouldn't be here without this pair.
That's true.
Is Jerry and Ash.
Amen.
They have been they've been there for us. Like as much as I love having Groudon to just like default to when shit goes weird. Like
For a long
Jerry
time,
and
that was Ash. Yeah.
For a long time that was Ash, and then Fruits over here got Jerry. Sometimes Jerry
He's a
doesn't pick up
wild
the
card.
slack.
Yeah,
He's a
sometimes.
little wild card, but when Jerry's on, Jerry's on.
Jerry's a banger. We love Jerry. Yeah, I would agree. That's what. Well, because like, I think that was one we can agree on, where we're both like, yeah, I'm happy with this. Because you're like,
This is a great pair.
freaking Groudon. I'm like, Tangrowth, like, whatever. Or like, I was like, Dialga, and you're like, Apom. But Arcanine and Walrein.
Arcanine and Walrein. That was a god pair. That's probably maybe that's not like I would say it's up. It's probably arguably the sickest pair. And then just as the purely value standpoint, it's easily the best pair we've gotten.
The counselor asks, what is the most important message you would tell your 10-year past self, and what's the question you would ask your 10-year future self?
10-year past self. 10-year past self.
10, so 17.
Continue to invest in Amazon. And also, what 10-year past self. Invest in Amazon.
Yeah, I guess like buy Bitcoin. How much is a Bitcoin?
Oh yeah, Ted, buy Bitcoin. Yeah, absolutely.
I would tell myself
10 years ago, Bitcoin was not nearly as much as it is now.
I would tell myself, learn back physical therapy, exercise, and do them every day, even if you don't know you need them. Just do it. And then hopefully you'll never know why you needed to do it.
And then my future self, I'd ask how CSGO skins are doing. I'd be like,
what sticker capsules we looking at? Let me know.
Like, our sticker capsule 2 still going to the moon? Even though I don't have any anymore?
I guess
should have held.
Yeah, I'd ask myself, am I still doing content creation?
My future self would be like, hope you paid off your student loans, big guy. You're probably not going to pay them off by then.
Oh wait, that reminds me. I don't know why it reminds me. One of my best friends last night just had his baby delivered. First baby.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Corey just had a son.
Oh,
Congrats on the
GZ.
sex.
Yeah,
GZ.
we get it, dude.
Yeah, Corey, quit putting it in our face, man.
That's crazy though. I cannot imagine.
No. No.
It's wild.
No.
I'm just trying to have
like,
Dink, baby. I'm just trying to have Dink. Dual income, no kids.
Max Max wakes me up at like 5:50 every morning to feed him. And even then, I couldn't imagine because I just put it in a bowl and then I just go back to sleep. You know, I couldn't imagine like a
Oh
baby
my
crying and just
God.
being like, "All right, I'm
Oh,
up." You know, I'm up. Like,
dude, when I had to raise Boomy from a puppy for those 3 months, all right, my life was raising a puppy,
it's a
and
job.
I was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna wait like 10, 15 years if I ever, before I decide, hey, maybe a kid's in my life, or maybe never. Maybe I never have a kid. That's fine too.
Um, Reacher asks, what is your favorite Star Wars character? Darth Vader. That's easy. We move on now.
I always like Grievous.
Yeah, Grievous is cool. Yeah, that's a sick part.
It has quickly become. For a long time, it was Ahsoka, and it's quickly become Mando. And for a time, Finn was getting up there until Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams completely gutted his character from being anything more than a comedic punchline. Thanks, you fucking losers. But yeah, those are my top 3.
Omega the Hacker asks, Rob, how do you feel about Messi going to PSG? I don't know. It still doesn't feel real. It like is weird, and it won't like feel real until like he actually plays the game. But it's crazy. I never thought I would see it.
How much longer do you think he's got? He's like 36, isn't he?
No, he's like 32, 31.
Oh, right.
30.
How
I
long
think
do you think
so.
he'll go for?
Oh my God, Messi. He's the GOAT. Oh, he's 34. I don't know. How he's playing right now. Probably like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, so you don't think he'll make it like 40?
No, God no. There's no soccer player does really. Like
I didn't know.
I don't even know like if Zidane was like Zinedine Zidane. Like I don't know even like how old he was when he retired. Like 2006. So like what's
Minus
yeah,
15.
he was like 35. So yeah,
Oh, wow.
like so I mean Messi at this point is already pretty up there in age.
So
in
this is
terms of
probably like
soccer,
his
and
last contract then, huh?
And he's still like nasty. Like I mean, there's a reason why people want to pay him 3 years, $500 million.
But so
I think his
that'll be his last
his
contract.
weekly
then.
wage, probably. I don't know. He'll come to the MLS or something for those last years or something. Oh, for sure. I would say like I mean I think his wage is like 640,000 pounds a week or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he just makes unreal amount of money.
Good for you, Messi.
He's a big listener of the show, so I'm sure he
Yeah.
appreciates that. Oko asks, are you excited about the new Ghost of Tsushima Legends expansion? By the way, Blue, the Shadowbringers album dropped on all streaming platforms today.
I saw.
Uh,
Spotify, baby. Go listen to it.
yeah, I'm excited.
What? That's it?
I'm looking forward to playing on PS5 with enhanced graphics and 60 frames, and then just more Tsushima's good for me.
The weeb has spoken.
Eniro623 asks, who is your favorite female protagonist from a video game?
Oh.
I'd probably say Ellie from The Last of Us is like the first one that kind of comes to my mind.
That's so
Last of Us 1 specifically.
I feel like it's probably a pretty popular one, but I think I'd say Aloy from Horizon.
It's the next game I'm playing.
I guess technically she's a protag.
Oh, was it a side character?
Yeah, it was a
No.
side character turned protag for a
Uh,
game. Was Chloe Frazier from Uncharted.
I've never played any Uncharted. We've answered something like that. Ricardo the Heart asked, "What is your guys' favorite comic book storyline?" I don't know. I don't really read comics specifically. I
couldn't
know
tell you
Blue.
one comic book storyline.
Yeah.
But
Other than like what they're gonna do in movies.
Yeah.
favorite overall was probably just about any iteration of Flashpoint is incredible comic material. So yeah.
I like this question. Sharkboy97 asks, "What kind of bender would each of your pets be and why?"
Bender? Oh, easy. I mean, Boomy is obviously going to be Earth.
Appa's gonna be air, let's be honest. And then Olive
I
would
think-
be
I think Max would be water because whenever he drinks water, he like goes fucking crazy. He gets the zoomies and just runs around.
Olive would be Firebender. She's got a temper to her.
She doesn't know how to harness that power.
Yeah, watch out. Watch out.
I love how you're like, what type of dog would your Bender be? And then like two of our dogs are named after Avatar
Yeah.
characters, so it's
Yeah.
kind of makes it easy.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, "Why is Appa obviously air?" And then I was like, "Oh, wait a second."
Yeah, wait a second.
Yeah.
Let me see. Milkman says, "Mr. Fruit, with the NFL starting soon, do you plan on trusting the Jags this year or another year with Green Bay fan this year?"
I will be throwing my body at two teams. They can have half and half.
Okay.
It's just a matter of if Jax looks promising. I watched the first few games, and if it looks like it's gonna be same old, I'll be sad. But like if they give me, I just need a little hope, man. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot.
If the Jags are like 6-2 come first 8 games,
Oh,
okay?
let's
You're
do
100% all Jags, like no Green Bay at all.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves there. But yeah, if that happens, I'm all in. Let's go, baby.
So it all kind of just depends how the Jags start the year. If the Jags are 4-0 at the start, you have no allegiance to Green Bay at all.
It'll be the same. I always like watching Aaron Rodgers, so I'll still enjoy it. But my main team I'm rooting for will be Jags.
Whittle asked, "Blue, what are your thoughts on the final mission for the season of the Splicer? And do you think next season will be the same as a season of the Splicer, but with different activities, but same concept?" I don't know what that means, but I know you had a tweet about the story in Destiny, so I figured.
Yeah, last cutscene was really dope. It was a little underwhelming because it was like just a bunch of like 12 Vex shooting at dudes, but like I understood what they were going for, so I got it. It was dope, and that scene was less about the spectacle and more about the emotional weight of Saint 14, who had essentially been like this mythical monster that the Fallen feared, becoming. Oh, spoilers! By the way, sorry, lol. Not like you guys care about spoilers, but
No, I don't give a shit.
this mythical monster this mythical monster becoming a beacon of hope for the fallen. And it was just cool seeing how Saint 14 could have easily gone down the same path of Lakshmi, but he chose to understand a race that had typically been his enemy, for him to eventually realize that just because like who that's not who not every person from this place is my enemy. And it's basically just a really good way of teaching, hey, you choose to be racist, bitch. So yeah, I mean, it was just really cool. Saint 14 becoming base was tight. Lakshmi getting fucked on, equally dope. Eat shit, bitch. Ikora always based, and then oh my god, Amanda Holiday is the ballsiest fucking character in the history of the Destiny universe. Just walking in,
the ship chick.
She's sick. Yeah, the ship chick.
Oh,
She's so
sorry.
fucking sick. What happened?
My alarm went off. I set an alarm for whatever reason to this time.
dude Ballsy's character, and I don't know, it was just really cool. I really enjoyed the story this season. It's probably my favorite. I mean, it easily was my favorite Destiny story in Destiny. They just did such a really good job of it, and just the way that they mirrored real world was it was very timely. I think that we got a story like this in Destiny, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The gameplay is whatever Destiny's gameplay is about as interesting as watching paint dry at this point. But like the story was really good, and I really hope they like last season's story was good. This season's story was ridiculously phenomenal, and I hope next season it gets good. And hopefully they keep this level of writing for Witch Queen. But like at this point, I have no clue what's gonna happen with that. So whatever, we'll see what happens. I was impressed. Very
Moon
impressed.
Pie asks, "Are bunny boys acceptable in FF14?" Asking for a friend. I think
Oh,
so.
yeah, they're acceptable. Never mind.
Oh,
No,
Mr.
I'm
Fruit
gonna say
says no.
it.
Oh, Mr. Fruit says no.
I don't think Mr. Fruit knows what's going on.
Mr. Fruit disagrees. He no bunny boys for Mr. Fruit.
I thought blue is all no bunny boys.
No, I destroy all cowboys.
Okay, so cat boys aren't acceptable.
We accept bunny
Oh,
boys.
okay.
Quote unquote by my friend, bunny boys are fertile and breedable.
Okay. Your fa- your your
Bunny
fa-
boys aren't allowed anymore. Bunny
All of
boys
a
are
sudden,
out.
both are banned.
What
They're
is
out.
submissive and breedable? What?
Crystal asks, if you were suddenly transported to another planet, how would you assess the situation? I wouldn't. I would die.
Can I breathe?
And
If not, whoop, dead.
I would be like, can I breathe? Seppuku.
yep, me too. I'm scared. Um, let me see. That's a Destiny 2 question that Blue kind of just talked about. Um, we kind of talked about that. Okay, here we go. Papa Adams with the last question says, "What are some shows that you started watching and have just gotten back to, even if you thought it was good, or you heard good things about it? For example, I've watched half of The Witcher and thought it was really good, but I just haven't gotten back into it. I lost love for The Wire. I finished like the second season of The Wire, and I just haven't gotten back into it, but I need to.
Um, that happened with My Hero, I guess. It was just getting slow, and I was like, I'll wait. And then I guess I just caught up with it.
I'm in phases of being in love with my hero and just not caring for it.
I will say,
But
after watching like Jujutsu Kaisen and RE0 and some of these other ones, and Demon Slayer, and then having not seen My Hero for a while, and then coming back, I was like, art style is definitely not as high budget,
Okay.
which is understandable. And they have different art styles, but like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu are just so pretty.
Okay.
I will say I stopped Expanse. I tried to get through all of it, and then and I know like the better seasons are like later down the line, but like I gave up on Expanse like 2 seasons in.
Okay, I thought this question was about Destiny 2 story because it had like some Destiny 2 stuff in there. But question from Ezra says, I totally understand how y'all's thoughts on feelings about Destiny 2, but how likely is that content would be made on it again? I'm a new member to House Fruit Clan and love the community there and am enjoying the events we've done so far, but I'm curious to how you would be interacting with us as well. Between this podcast and all the other content y'all give, thank you for making the day entertaining. The chances of making Destiny 2 content is if Mr. Fruit wants to, and I don't think that's going to be anytime soon.
See you in Witch Queen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
I was
it'll probably be like what?
like which queen?
Yeah, I'm just vibing. They're doing their season, which is cool. We're allowed to play other games. I'm just not interested in playing it right now.
I did read the thing though when it was like I also saw the question where it was like or the quest. I don't know, man. It's just they put out that update that said that Destiny's 2 was gonna get like 2 or 3 new maps or something like that, and they were gonna be old maps too that had already been in the game. But yeah. But that'll do it for the podcast questions. I have a hard cutoff here in like 10 minutes.
Yo, hold up.
Uh,
One of
Was
you.
that?
One of you spell IHOP and then say Ness.
I
the
saw
tweet.
you. I saw your tweet, and I got baited.
Just come on, real quick, come on.
IHO penis. Ha ha ha.
Nice. All right, we're good now.
I need to let these meds wear off, man.
So, episode 96. Thank you guys all for listening and hanging out today. I appreciate it. Mr. Fruit, where can people find you?
In another dimension.
Bobby.
You guys can find me everywhere at Bless. Yes.
You can find me at this.
You guys can find me everywhere at She.
Ice in my veins.
I don't get it, but I respect. I support you.
Thank you. Bye.